All right, family. Welcome back to another edition of Economic News. Today is today is April 16, 2021. Let's go ahead and get it started. All right, so we look at the futures. All right, this is from investing.com. All right, we're looking at the new website today, investing.com. All right, so let's look at the market futures. All right, you see the U.S. 30-year futures up. The U.S. 500 futures are up. The Dow was up. S&P 500. I'm sorry, the U.S. 500 futures are a little bit down. All right. My correction. The Nasdaq is up. You're looking at the S&P 500 VIX is up, and the dollar index is up as well too. All right. So to get into some lecture ETFs, here by ETFs, there's electronic trading funds across the board. They're pretty much up, with the exception of the Pro Shares, Ultra. All right. And then you got a few stocks here, stocks and commodity stocks. All right. That was from so we take a look. That was from investing.com. All right. So as well, get a hold of investing.com and go and take a look at that article as well too. All right, we're gonna go ahead and switch over. All right, so we look down here. This is from Kiko.com. Look at the precious metal prices. All right, you see, look, gold and silver looking down. Platinum is up, palladium is up, and rhodium is at 28,200 as well too. All right, and silver continues to climb back up with this silver to gold ratio with 68.27 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. All right, so keep an eye on that as well too. All right, that was from Kiko.com. All right, now let's get into some actual news here. This is from zerohedge.com, LBMA, London. That's from London. The London Bullion Market Association acknowledges buying frenzy in silver market and silver shortages. They're finally admitting that what most of us out here and most of us and all of you smart people out there, people that have been able to critically think of and seeing that you can't find any precious metals anywhere. Go online. The bullion dealers are now requiring some minimum requirements of $199 to actually take your order somewhere. Most of all of them have experienced delays. They have shipping delays from either 1 to 2 days, 2 to 3 days, to all the way up to 10 days before shipping. And I seen one website where it was reported a delay of 15 days before shipping as well too. So this is get a hold of that article from zerohedge.com. The London boys have finally realized what's going on. They finally came out and admitted that, hey, there's not enough supply for the demand. All right, and that going if they're willing to admit that now, expect the price to actually. They may not affect the price of it coming shortly, but in the long haul, they're admitting that they have a shortage and they can't hide it anymore. All right, they have failures to delivery. They're actually just taking people's money and just, okay, we give you cash, we give you money back. Or you got cases like the Canadian Mint have actually just been taking people's money and haven't been delivering, and they're facing major lawsuits in Canada right now. All right, so get that article. That's from zerohedge.com. All right, sorry about that. And then with next article from goldmoney.com. All right, the global debt problem. All right, they're reporting on globalmoney.com that world debt has reached 284 trillion, with the equivalent of representing 355% of global GDP. All right, and that's big bad news. All right, and they're not just reporting this. They're reporting, like I said, going to the furthermore, no allowances in this figure is made from the OTC derivatives, over the counter derivative. You hear the word OTC, over the counter, in market terms. That's what OTC is. All right, which according to the Bank of International Settlement, that's the biz. Look at take the initials BIS, Bank of International Settlement, have a gross value of 15 to 48 quadrillion, netting out at $609 trillion. All right, and they've included a lot of the debt, including, if you go down to the article a little bit more, they're just not including everything else, including government debt, finances, non-financial corporation, and consumer debt. All right, and most people not talking about corporate debt as much. Well, too, they only focus on government and personal financial debt as well. All right, so go ahead and let's get this article from the goldmoney.com. Take a look at the global debt problem and what's going on behind the hidden scenes that most of these so-called media folks not even reporting. All right. And for our final article today, we go back to zerohedge.com. If things ain't bad enough, pay attention to when the rich people flee and they tax everybody to the breaking point. and now they're trying to tax what's left of the rich people. Only the super overlord rich folks can actually stay and pay these higher corporate tax rates. But even they are gonna get sick of it. All right, so New York City super rich brace for the highest income tax rate in the country. All right, that's what happens when you run off your tax base. You force businesses to close through these draconian systems of forcing people to stay at home. You have the ultra virus cops running around. They're forcing people to stay at home, close businesses. These so-called health inspectors are running around closing businesses just because they see somebody with a mask or somebody walk by and report it just because they're trying to get a business closed down. So with businesses unable to pay to get customers in, they can't pay their suppliers for their supplies, their food, drinks, and they can't even pay. They can't even pay the income tax to have a business open in New York City, and one out of the alone New York State as well too. All right, so that's what's going on. Go ahead and read this article. They're about to charge the what's left of the super rich in New York City for the charge them income taxes. All right, we'll see how many are left in New York City. They can't even afford to pay now. Guess what? They ain't gonna have no taxes. They ain't gonna have no tax base left because they're gonna all leave. And once they leave, they take their people with them because most of them are actually CEOs of companies. They own their own businesses, and they just take their. All right, we're out of here. We're taking our people with them, and we take their tax bases with them too. All right, so go ahead and get that article. That's from zerohedge.com. All right, uh, and that will conclude today's newscast. That was a short one for today. We want to thank you for joining us for another edition of Diamond News. Become your own banker. Become your own savings and loans. Become your own credit union. You are your own best financier. Take care of yourself. Get that barter system started with your neighbors. Get your neighbors together. Get that community barter system started. Reach out to other communities. All politics is local. Once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on this Melanie News. Let's get it started.